howdy y'all. You guys remember the big Budweiser bag? I think I called it my winter bag that I went over during some of the winter prep videos that we did last fall. This bag was huge and it held a lot of stuff. The zippers were starting to give out on it. And believe it or not, I managed to get everything into this guy. So the one that replaced the big red duffel is the Maxpedition DoppelDuffel. And I might get that wrong through this because for some reason I have a really hard time remembering the name of this. It's kind of a funny name. And in fact, there is a little brother of this that actually meets the FFA carry-on size, which I think would be a great pack. I just needed a little bit more carrying space. But I believe it's called the Flagger Duffel. You probably have to say it all like Flagger Duffel, but yeah, very cool pack. I'm going to go over some of the features, and then I'll kind of explain how I got it and why. I actually did have a tarp up in here. Make sure I'm on camera here. This open part in between will fit I believe it was a 10 by 12, just cheap polypro tarp. Not that you have to keep a tarp in there, but that gives you an idea of the space that it holds. Again, initially I'd converted all the stuff over from the red duffel into here, and you can see it's got nice big buckles. It's got MOLLE on the top here. The neat thing, which I'm going to take advantage of later, is it does have a lock, so you can actually luggage lock both zippers together of the main compartment. Folds open with a big flap. Make sure you can see that. The inside is actually mesh, so you can kind of see what you have. Some of this is still left over from the red pack. I've got rocket flares, Leatherman flashlight, some trioxane in there. It's funny because I almost did this video earlier. There's toilet paper, stuff like that. Because I just repacked this a week ago. About 3 weeks ago, I took a trip down to San Diego to see a friend of mine, and I use this as my carry-on. And you'll see why it's just perfect for that later. Maxpedition toiletry thing, I'm actually going to do a separate video on this to kind of go through it. But I really like it. Separates in 3 compartments. Make sure you're down there. Again, a lot of this stuff I'm actually unpacking. One of the reasons I'm doing this video is because we're going to load this up with a different loadout. But I've got a mil-spec poncho, some emergency water in there. It gives you an idea of kind of this storage space in there. Identical on the far side. Make sure we're on camera here. I've actually got some cordage. I have my MSR International. I have a large rat trap. All the stuff you basically saw, some duct tape, more cordage, flagging tape, which is actually going to get repacked back in here, and you'll find out why later. But then I have the GSI, the big guy, Pinnacle Duelist, I believe is what they called it. A little bit of fat wood in the corner, and that's just the 2 outside pockets. Let's make sure you can get all that in there. It's a pretty substantial pack, which is why if you guys don't pack a whole lot of stuff, or you don't travel and need a ton of things, that Flagger Duffel, might be the perfect size for you. Snowclaw fits nice. There is a really good retention that keeps all the middle from rolling around. Again, this is mostly the clothing, winter clothes, all those hats and gloves, and extra pair of socks that I carry in the winter. There's the fuel for the MSR bottle. Lots of stuff in here. There's more socks, long underwear, t-shirts, underwear. There you go. Get a look in there. I mean, it's a pretty cavernous little pack. It gets very cool when you start saying, alright, well, I want this to be all one compartment. Maybe you've got some longer items. I can take these. I can still use the loading strap to hold them secure. Maybe you've got some longer pants or some things you don't want to fold. You can pull down those zipper compartments. Very cool. Again, it's almost the perfect travel bag. Let me make sure we're on here. And there's even more features later that you'll see. Here's nice big open sort of envelope pocket on the outside. You've got 2 mesh supporters on the inside. I've got, you can see there's about 6 or 7 hot hands that fit in there. So, and when you saw it initially, I mean, I didn't really have it overstuffed. You could probably get more stuff in these bags. One of the things I'm going to go over with the toiletry bag is, man, you got to be careful not to just overstuff this stuff. This gear tends to hold so many things, and you want to bring everything, but I just encourage you not to. So, starter grab hold. Let's rebuckle this here. The reason it is so efficient for a travel bag is, for one, you've got a really nice soft neoprene padded handle just to grab the whole thing, similar to a main duffel bag, but you've got the zippers on the outside instead of coming down the middle, so you're not having to reattach the duffel handles in the middle. It's very soft, even if you got really heavy stuff on there. The other side has identical envelope pocket that we just discussed. Same clips and closures. The only thing I would say, as far as a downside that I found in the bag, and this is the only one, is there's straps here. You see they've got the little elastic retention here. They're very long, and the bag can't really get that big. The only thing you would use those for is if you were attaching a lot of stuff on the outside, say like a bedroll or something like that. That's where that would come into handy, but I haven't used it yet. It is sewn, nice box stitch down here, so I mean you can get, well, let's pull this out and I'll show you. You can get probably the MSR Duelist. I mean, you're talking about that kind of size on the I can get it sits down there. Wait on the camera. There we go. So those side straps, you could strap on something about the size of the GSI Duelist. So that's only really where the strapping is going to come in. It is nice to compress and to cinch everything down when you've got everything loaded, but I do find that those are just too long for me. I don't strap anything to the outside, so I may trim those, but it's nice that they're longer in case that is something that you're looking for. Now, ideal bag for traveling. You've got the main grab handle. You've got, where'd it go? You have the shoulder strap that is removable, that attaches to D-rings here on the end. You've got a non-padded but a nice sort of extra sewn grab handle here. 2 plastic D-rings, so you could even put the shoulder strap on these 2 if you'd like. The shoulder strap is very typical Maxpedition. It's got the nice big pad. It's the 2-inch strap, adjustable with the extra Velcro to keep it cinched down. I did use that a little bit. I do find you have to carry it on the outside shoulder of the bag that you're holding it. So if I'm holding it on my right side, it goes on my right shoulder. It tends to be a little heavier to pull around your neck, but again, this is all personal preference. Just what I found out with my trip to San Diego, hauling it around, and you'd think that that's probably it. You probably couldn't do anything else with this bag, and you'd be wrong. On the back, so you got a drain hole. You've got 2 more plastic D-rings here at the bottom, and this is for, make sure we're on here. Initially, you could call it a bladder compartment, and in fact, I did on a day hike put a bladder in there. I don't have a bladder in there right now. It is a zippered compartment, but they've even put a bladder hanger in there, which I find there's a lot of packs that have a bladder sleeve and they don't have anywhere to hang the bladder, which just to me is kind of silly. So 2 straps pull out of this. Make sure I'm on camera here. The bottoms have the little clasp. You clasp each one onto here, and you even get the chest strap. I actually found it more comfortable than I thought I was going to. I really enjoyed the way this pack handled. Being more of a backpack guy than a luggage guy, when I was traveling to the airports, catching taxis, metro buses, things like that, it was just really nice to be able to put my luggage bag, instead of wheeling it around town with the little cheesy handle, is to just put it on my back like a backpack. With all your clothing in here, and even this extra compartment, it is super comfortable. The whole thing is very padded. I won't say it's the most comfortable pack I've ever had, but it's pretty darn close. As far as up against your back, it's all padded with all your clothes and stuff you've got for the trip. The shoulder straps are very nice. On the hike that I did with it, I did notice that they seem to be a little close for me, but again, I have sort of freakishly wide shoulders, so I think for most people it will fit just fine. But the versatility of the pack, you've got a shoulder strap, a carry duffel, a backpack strap, water bladder compatible, and then you saw the amount of room this thing is going to have in it is enormous. So on top of all the Maxpedition, you know, through some of the other videos you guys have seen on how the gear holds up, I'm just very impressed with their stuff when I get it. This was one that Tim sent to me for a review. I've had it for about a month and a half, and I've really liked it. One reason we're unpacking it on this video is I am certified now for wildland firefighting. I mentioned in my sort of account update. And so what I need is, I need to put together a go bag. I need to have about a day or so of food. I need to have about 7 pairs of socks and underwear, t-shirts. I need to have gloves, certain just personal items, toiletry items, which we'll go over later. I need to be self-sufficient for the first 24 to 48 hours when I get on scene, when I get called. So this is going to be my go bag, and if there's enough interest on from people that want to know what I end up putting in there, let me know, and maybe I'll do a video of when I repack it. But yeah, other than that, I'll break out the toiletry bag in a separate review. But this is the Maxpedition DoppelDuffel, and of course you can get it at Maxpedition.com. But you can check out all the other stuff, and in fact, if you want to see a comparison, especially if you're really trying to figure out kind of the cubic inches and really how big this pack is, let me just put it right next to the Kodiak, and it'll kind of give you an idea. There's the Kodiak, fully stuffed with some more gear that we'll be going over later, and the DoppelDuffel. So I don't have anything in the DoppelDuffel now, so it might go down, but kind of gives you an idea of size, especially if some of you guys have some of their gear slingers. You know that a gear slinger is great for everyday stuff, but you'd be hard pressed to fill the Kodiak with enough clothes and socks and underwear and personal items to go on a 3-4 day trip to San Diego. So really, this thing shined when I took my traveling trip. And for those of you who travel all the time and are looking for a carry-on, look at their little bit smaller one, the Flagger Duffel. And you know, it was real hesitant which one I wanted to get, but I'm glad I got the extra room, because it turned out absolutely perfect for all 3 situations. Where I set it up as my winter bag replacement. I did some day hiking in it, and the trip to San Diego, and now my new deployment sort of go bag, set up for wildlife and fire. And you know, I think it's going to have everything I need. Thanks for watching.